you're unhappy with your life, that if you had more money, those problems would go away. What I want more than anything out of money is independence. It's the only goal that I want out of money.
For me, financial independence is when you have enough money that it throws off enough money to cover all of your expenses, all of your living costs, and then some.
My definition of financial independence: the ability to live from the income of your personal resources. But if you wish to live modestly, it doesn't take all that many resources over a fairly brief period of time to have enough resources to live modestly.
But what I want more than anything is just the ability to wake up every morning and say, I can do whatever I want today.
Financial independence is the ability to live from the income of your own personal resources. Financial independence. Now it depends on how you want to live. If you need $2,000, $3,000 a month, if you need $4,000, $5,000 a month, if you need $10,000 a month, some people may need, $100,000 a month. But whatever you would need to live, and you could earn that living from the income of your own personal resources, that's what I call financial freedom, financial independence. And let me show you how to acquire it. If you start at age 15, between ages 15 and 35 is 20 years. And in my personal opinion, based on my own studies and my own experience, 20 years, in my opinion, is enough time to become financially independent. If you're not, you don't live in the wrong country. Probably what's happened is you have the wrong plan. And it's easy to be a nice person with the wrong plan. I found that when I was 25 years old. I was broke at age 25, and I was a nice guy. You would have liked me. But I'm telling you, my plans up until then, especially my financial plan, left me broke. I totally changed it the next 6 years, and I became financially independent. So I know what I'm talking about. It is possible in a reasonable amount of time, 15 to 35, whatever, 20 years time, enough time. You can do it in a much shorter period of time, like I did if you want to. But this is a reasonable enough time.
When I save money, I don't necessarily think of it as I'm saving money. I think of it as I'm buying independence. I'm purchasing independence. A little token of independence every time I save money. And that's not delayed gratification. I feel like I get use out of that today, of waking up and knowing that I have independence.
Money really is fairly simple. It's just hard to do. There's only about 4 or 5 things you got to do to win. You have to live on less than you make. You need to live on a plan, a written budget. You need to get out of debt, because when you don't have any payments, you have money. Your most powerful wealth building tool is your income. You've got to learn to save and invest, and you can't do that when you're in debt, don't have a plan, and don't live on less than you make.
FU money is what you acquire slowly but surely over time as you take those steps to get to full FI, where you're financially independent. FU money is important because you might not be able to quit your job forever at a certain stage, but if you have enough FU money, you can quit your job and take a sabbatical for a while you look at other options. Maybe you were working in a company that you liked and for a boss for whom you respected, and then you got another boss and not so much. Well, now you've got the wherewithal and the economic power to step away.
So I think the definition of wealth is the ability, the pleasure of being who you want to be, being independent, waking up every morning and saying, what I'm going to do today is the thing that I want to do. And who I want to be is not who you want to be. Everyone has their own very individualistic definition of that. It's waking up and saying, I can do whatever I want today, and having the independence and the freedom to do that. And the distinction is there are billionaires who have no control over their time, no control over their schedule, spend their entire day doing things that they don't want to do. And there are people who make $50,000 a year who are living their absolute best life and totally control their life, control where they live, where they work, who they spend their time with, doing the hobbies that they want to do. And so to me, that's really what wealth is. And I think a lot of people can get this wrong in their ambitions, that if your sole financial ambition is I want the highest net worth, and the way in which you're going to get that is to basically put on a performance of somebody that you're not, and wake up every morning and do things that you don't enjoy doing. And that's not to say hard work. I think the vast majority of people get a big thrill and a lot of pleasure out of hard work. They like being productive, doing the thing that they want to do. It's working hard on things that you genuinely don't enjoy solely because you're attracted to a bigger bank account. But then that's a very common thing. So I think the definition of wealth is the ability, the pleasure of being who you want to be, being independent, waking up every morning and saying, what I'm going to do today is the thing that I want to do. If you associate wealth with material, and you go, they have a big house, they have a big car, maybe you have a plane, And you associate, oh, this person is very wealthy. And for a lot of them, not all of them, but for a lot of them, if you get to know them, they spend the vast majority of their day doing things that they don't want to do.
We started realizing we all need a good financial planning, clear path. A clear path to go from wherever I am to wealthy. That's financial planning. Wealthy and stable, for that matter. Not only getting out of debt, but there's a reason to get out of debt. You get out of debt so that you can retire with dignity. You get out of debt so that you can change your family tree. You get out of debt so that you can build wealth and be outrageously generous.
The ability to live from the income of your personal resources. This should be every person who lives in a free country, especially a capitalistic country. This should be everyone's goal, to someday be able to live from the income of your personal resources. Now, how many resources you need, right, depends on how you want to live. But if you wish to live modestly, it doesn't take all that many resources over a fairly brief period of time to have enough resources to live modestly. If you wish to live more lavishly, of course, you need to accumulate more resources. But that's my view of financial independence, so that you can live from the income of your resources. Now, here's what else that does. Now you can choose the work you do. Now you can choose to work or not work. Now you can work not because you have to, but because you want to. When we talk to kids about financial independence, we say, do what you have to as quick as you can so you can do what you want to as long as you can. Some people feel we shouldn't spend that much time talking about money, but we really should. Someone says, well, you know, money is the root of all evil. Not true. Here's what it really says. The love of money is the root of all evil. And here's the philosophy we've already covered. You should earn as much as you possibly can in the reasonable time devoted to economics, job, business, future, enterprise. With that enterprise and with that job, the key is to earn as much as you possibly can.
Most people's who are making financial mistakes and have a problem with money, it's not because of the lack of intelligence, it's ignorance. And for most people, they actually have no idea how much money they're making or spending. And if you ask them, like, how much money do you make per month? And how much money do you spend per month overall? Most people in that situation either couldn't tell you or they would give you an answer that's false. And I think the very basic, such boring advice that goes the longest is check your bank account balance every single day. And just to give yourself some sense of how much money is coming in and how much is going out. Just be cognizant of it. People don't do this anymore, but back in a different generation, balancing your checkbook was always a big thing. Most people don't do it anymore. But I remember for my entire life since I've been a teenager, I've never had any desire to never need to do that because I know my bank account balance down to the dollar every day since I've been 16 or 17. And I think just having that awareness of what's going in and what's going out, it's the most basic advice. But for people who are new and starting out, nothing goes further than that. It's not a lack of intelligence, it's ignorance. You just have to become aware of what you're spending and how much is coming in and how much is going out.